Right now, Washington being fenced in and boarded up. I mean, it's like a ghost town around there. There's a real fear about this. So is that warranted? Thousands of National Guard troops are being called in from across the country. Hundreds right now are in the Capitol building, sleeping on the floor. You've seen these pictures. For more on all this, we're going to bring in Bernie Kerik, former commissioner of the New York City Police Department. Sir, good to talk with you. We're seeing unprecedented security in Washington right now. Is it necessary? Is it an overreaction? What do you think?
Well, I think, Rob, there's a couple of things. I think, first of all, I left there this morning about 11 o'clock after almost 8 weeks of being in D.C. Yeah. And I was surprised at the amount of fencing. Listen, I was in Iraq back right after they took Saddam Hussein and took the family out. And I have to tell you, the green zone in Iraq wasn't as secure as downtown Washington, D.C. I don't think it's necessary. You also have to keep in mind, Washington, D.C. is run by a mayor of the Democratic Party that pushes, we don't want militant and militarized police. Right. They have completely militarized in all of Washington, D.C. And I just think it's overbearing. I think it's a show, and I just think it's unnecessary.
D.C. had some pretty good riots and looting. They didn't respond like this to the other ones. I think we all remember that. But the Democrats haven't responded to any of this against their own people in any way. The FBI says...
Hey, Rob, one thing, if I may, because that's a really good point. I ran into a number of federal agents, friends in Washington, D.C. over the last 2 or 3 days, and the one thing they've said to me, they are overwhelmed with work, and they said all the stuff that went on over the summer last year, they didn't do anything, nothing compared to what they're doing now. Mm-hmm. So there's a bit of hypocrisy there.
Yeah, oh, of course. You know, there's a big difference, I guess, between riots on one side of the political aisle and the other, or maybe there's not. Maybe this is all just ridiculous. The FBI says that they are tracking right now what they call an extensive amount of concerning online chatter. That from Christopher Wray, talking about the potential of armed protests, and that's why they're taking this very aggressive approach. I wondered, are you hearing anything of the same?
Well, I've seen some of the stuff online. I don't think it's any more than was online in the past. In fact, I think this is less. I think people got the message, given what happened at the Capitol, given the president's message that he does not want violence. He doesn't want people, coming to Washington, D.C. and engaging in the violence that we saw at the Capitol. I just don't think you're going to see it. Look, it's nice to have preventive security and preventive measures planning and what they're doing. But I have to tell you, if you get around D.C. and take a look around, I honestly think it's overbearing.
Yeah, I can imagine it might be. I mean, the pictures I've seen from D.C., it really does look like it is on lockdown.